Hello and welcome to this tarot card reading for Sunday, February 22nd through Saturday, February 28th. My name is Angelyn. Thank you so much for joining me. If this is your first time, welcome. If this is not your first time, thank you so much for coming back. I'm always grateful for those of you that come back. Okay, so this past week, big week. This week, another big week. We are going to have big weeks for the next few months. Things will start to simmer down a little bit in the summer, but they're going to be gearing up until that point, and then they will probably plateau for a little while. So when I say simmer down, I just mean like stop increasing. But until that time, what we're looking at is a time of just consistent increase in pressure, in change, in potential volatility. I know that people who do this kind of work have been saying for quite some time, like, oh, things are, really crazy. Things are getting worse. Things are getting harder, like those kinds of words. And the truth is that that's actually true. Like, things have been gradually working their way up to right now. Right now we are at the what's that word? Apex. We're like gearing up to the apex, and in terms of astrology, right? And things are going to look a little bit like that apex for a while. I don't know how long. I'm not an astrologer. I'm just a card reader. The themes for this week, the themes that we need to be very mindful of, are very measured. Okay, we have temperance. Temperance says, the angel and devil on your shoulder. Temperance is the angel. Temperance is like, I don't know. Can you look at that a different way? I don't know. There's a lot more emotion involved. It feels more feminine. It's balanced. It's about trying to find the balance that's going to work. Not necessarily the balance, but like the balance that's going to work. Okay? So this week we need to make sure that we're honing in on a balance that's going to work for us. The other theme, the Three of Pentacles. This is teamwork. This is investing in working together. This is about learning a lot with others. Okay, so that could mean a lot of things. We're just going to leave that there for now. Sunday, February 22nd. We're reminded of this cycle that, remember last week? We drew this card last week too. So this is just a reminder, like, hey, remember, we're finishing up this cycle and a new thing has now begun. In fact, this could be the new thing that has now begun, because the 10 and the 20 in particular can mean beginning and end. And I'm going to say this is probably, I don't know. I think it feels like don't forget, we're finishing something up. There's something new coming. This could be an indicator too. Like, intuitively, I'm like, okay, oh, right. This could be about wrapping up anything that you need to complete, because the new sort of way is starting. So I think Sunday might be a good day to finish up some tasks that have been lingering. I think that's a good idea. Okay, so Monday the 23rd, we have the Emperor. The Emperor is pretty harsh energy. It's very, very, very masculine. The Emperor loses his own identity in order to make sure that the rules are being followed. So this can feel very harsh. This can be a very harsh day for some of us. For others, it can be like, oh, we just need to make sure we're following the rules and taking care and being mindful that even if it's hard, we're doing it the way we're supposed to. That's very wise. Make sure you're following the rules. Make sure you're holding yourself to the standard that you want. Make sure you're getting the work done that you need. Make sure you're taking care of the household stuff that you need. Make sure that all the T's are crossed and the I's are dotted on Monday. On Tuesday, once we've cleaned up stuff from, whatever's remaining personally from this cycle, and we've made sure that we've dotted every I, we're going to move into Tuesday on the 24th, the Lovers. This is about reciprocity. This is about making sure that your heart is in a good place so that you can be willing and open and giving and loving, and also so that you can receive those things. This is a very personal card. It's a very micro card rather than macro. It's rarely about the world and mostly about us. It's about making sure that you are in a place where you can receive. There's tenderness here. There's tenderness in Tuesday. Also, maybe connect with people that are close to you that can actually give and can also actually receive from you. It's a good day to connect with those people. Wednesday, the 25th, we have the King of Swords. The King of Swords is the great communicator, the great orator. He's the one who understands very clearly what he needs, and he can tell you. This card challenges us on Wednesday to speak with authority, to speak what we actually want in the world, to open our throat and just say the thing. You know that whole theory that like if you wear a white coat, people listen to you more? I mean, it's actually like psychology has proven that's actually true. It's sort of that idea. Like if you walk into a room and you have a clipboard or a white coat, people are going to listen to you. Well, they're going to listen to you if you speak with authority too. And this is reminding us of that. And I think Wednesday, there just is a certain amount of authority that we might be called to speak with. Thursday, we have the Knight of Swords. I'm going to mention there's a bunch of swords this week. We've got the Knight, the Page, and the King all in the latter part of the week, Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturday. So again, Wednesday with the King, and then Thursday with the Knight. The Knight moves quickly. The Knight says, I do not know what the outcome is going to be, but I am passionately going to debate my side, maybe to my own detriment. But often, like, this card can feel inspirational. It can feel like, dang, did you just see that guy? Like, he really went after it. He knows exactly what he wants. That's so awesome. Like, sometimes it can be really inspiring. And so this card for me is saying, go after the thing. Like, what's the thing that you actually wanted to do? Do it. Are you actually trying to go in that direction? Well, go in that direction. See how it feels. Go after the thing that you're wanting. In order to go after it, though, you have to make sure you identify it. And that looks like work of the previous week. Whatever it was that you identified as you were pivoting along and, ending cycles, what are you going after? What is it that the King is saying? Oh, I feel like it's that. The Knight is going after what the King has said that he wants. Incidentally, every card this week is facing the direction of the wheel. That feels like it could be a thing. All right. By that, what I mean is that the things that we're going after, the reciprocity that we're trying to gain, the open-heartedness, the willingness to connect, the putting all of our, I kept saying dotting I's and crossing T's, making sure that all the rules are followed so that you can have what you need. I think that Monday and Tuesday are like setting ourselves up to be able to really hone in on Wednesday and then going after what it is, what we've set everything up for on Thursday. Yeah. Okay, Friday we have the Strength card. This is a great, beautiful card and also like a hard one to get. Friday tells me that we're going to need our resilience. We're going to need to be more patient that day. We're going to need to listen before we speak. We are going to need to, this is not the day to start something new. This is not the day to start a new project, open a business. This is not a day to make a big decision. This is a day for resilience, for listening, for making sure you have the information before you're making the decision. Be mindful of that on Friday. I would not sign any kind of binding document that day. Saturday, the 28th of February, the final day of February, and we're going to be wrapping everything up. We have the Page of Swords. The Page of Swords, he often doesn't know what he wants. He just knows the way he feels, and he knows what is prominent in his mind. So if what he sees is unfair and he believes it's unfair, then he's going to walk in swinging without really thinking through everything. Now, this is good in some ways and bad in others. He's facing the opposite direction as everybody else in the week. So I think that he's moving forward into next week, into March, and he's sort of mowing down some of the stuff that might be in the way. He also might be making a little bit of problem. Be careful that you're not dividing anything. Be careful that you're not polarizing anything on Saturday, because sometimes he can do that. He can do that. It's just that he hasn't gotten to king status yet. He doesn't exactly know all of what he's doing. He just knows some of what he's doing. Yeah. Personally, I think that Friday and Saturday are both telling us, like, not big days to make big decisions. They are days to be mindful and to be deeply grounded and aware of, like, what is around you, what you're doing that day, that kind of thing. All right, so advice for the week. We have the 8 of Wands. The 8 of Wands is saying just stay on track. Have your goal at the beginning of the week. Like, I want to make sure I save this amount of money. I want to make sure that I reach out to this many people for my business. Whatever your things are. I want to make sure I remember to water the plants. I want to make sure that I get to the grocery store. Whatever the things are, just stay on track. This is telling us that we're going to feel a lot better if we can just stay on track. So if you're not a person that makes goals or sets intent for your week, maybe you should this week. And then just make sure that you do it. That somehow everything's going to be fine. You're just going to have to stay on track. If you get too far off, things can get a little wily. Hey, I don't make the rules. I just read the cards. Thanks for joining me this week. I hope you have a good week, and I will be seeing you in March. Thanks so much for joining me. Bye-bye.